Lord of mercy. Hey, Lord of His mercy. Lord of mercy. Driver, don't stop at all. Drop this Arizona round an Albemarle. Driver, don't even itch. Collect a little food there and come back quick. Driver, just remember the damn speed limit. Cause if you're running the fence, my friend, that is it. I've got an Nextel phone and a singular chip. Any problem you can reach me on this. I pounds them and buy when a tons man a ship. Green like grass, brown like chocolate. FedEx and UPS I make several trip. And me life savings are right on this. You can drink a beer but don't you dare burn a split. The scent of the marijuana make your light uplift. Even though it compress and tied down in a plastic. Don't deliver it, I'm going up drastic. A barrel gun me bust and me and you know we can't stick. Me want change me zinc and put up the chroma stick. Tired me sip Red Bull a straight hypnotic. So driver, me say don't stop at all. Drop this Arizona round an Albemarle. Driver, me say don't even itch. Collect a little.
Hello people, this is the Gutu. My dad's in the ICU, intensive care unit, and I called it because I said to myself, I said to my father, I feel a swerve coming on. It's kind of like the same swerve I felt when I got arrested, because originally I thought I was going over there, going to the job site where they arrested me. I thought they were going to lecture me about my tattoos, but it turns out, you know, the FBI arrested me. So I felt a swerve coming on yesterday. Sure enough, my dad winds up in the intensive care unit, and it feels like a trade is going on, like an old man dies so a young man can live. And I can't tell my dad to drink alkaline water or detox or diet or any of that stuff, because it's one of those things where you're arguing with a robot. And the funny thing is, what's wrong with him is so easy to cure that you just can't. You just can't. You just can't argue with him. You know what I mean? You just can't argue with him. You can't tell him, hey, you cannot pay my father all the money in the world to do a detox. You can't pay him to drink alkaline water. You can't scream at him to do this or that, because he just won't do it. Unless the doctor prescribes it, he just won't do it. And it's that sad, but it's true. So, and before he went to the hospital, he sounded like, you know, a 5-year-old boy that was in stomach pain, because he said that he thought he had a heart attack, and he just sounded like so weak. He sounded like, you know, I feel sick. You know, he just sounded so vulnerable, and you know, usually he's, you know, a relatively tough guy. And the thing about my father is that even though his blood is very acidic, he's still not like a toxic person. So, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that he took a lot of LSD when he was a kid in high school. So even though his blood's acidic, he's not a toxic person, which is kind of, that must mean that he has a lot of heart energy. And his company, Verizon, they just sold a large portion of their company to someone else, so he's under a lot of stress because he thinks he might get laid off and all that kind of stuff. So it looks like they're going to kill my father and put me in prison at the same time. How nice. And I've been seeing 13 everywhere, and I actually saw... When you see 13 everywhere, that means that your ancestors are balancing out your energy because something bad is happening to you. And they're also upgrading your DNA because something bad is happening to you. So the first time I saw 13, this guy at work showed up at 2 a.m. and I thought I was going to have it out with him. And then I saw 13 everywhere because my DNA shrunk because I was in fight or flight mode. The next time I saw 13 everywhere, I got arrested. Now I'm seeing 13 everywhere because I'm pretty sure my dad's about to croak. And the sad thing is that now there's going to be like nobody from my blood family to come see me get married. I know a lot of you are going to say, "Oh, Jordan, don't get married because you're inviting the Vatican into your life and all that other kind of stuff." Well, that's true, but you have to understand the circumstances where, first of all, every relationship is unbalanced. You try to balance it, but you just can't really balance it, right? So basically, because Melanie is the breadwinner, it's all about what she wants. I have to please her. So she, like every other dog, is going to want marriage and babies. So I can't deny her that because then she'll just leave me and find somebody else, and then I'll never come online because I'll never find my heart through her. So if I don't find my heart through her, she'll never activate me, and her real first name is Amethyst, which has to do with activation, and it also has to do with Saturn. But mostly, Amethyst has to do with like spiritual activation. So I can tell I'm not going to be here in not Florida in the next 2 or 3 months. A part of me feels like this is the story of my life where I'm about to win this court case by, asking for a delegation of authority order or proving they don't have jurisdiction or whatever. So this is the story of my life where I get a big victory, but I can never celebrate it because there's something that just, cuts my legs out from underneath me. For example, when I was in college, I would always do at least a 94 and above on my tests, and I would be doing great, and everyone else around me would be failing, so their negativity would always bring me down, and there was never anyone around me to be happy for me. That's the story of my life. So I can tell right away that I'm going to win this court case because that's the story of my life. I always win, and then there's no one to be happy for me because there's something else going wrong. And I'll tell you what's funny though. What's really funny. Okay, I sent in my writ of discovery and my writ of challenge of jurisdiction, which is basically a demand for dismissal. And the funny thing is that, guess what they did? Just guess. They filed it all under pro se. Can you believe that shit? They think I'm stupid. They think I don't know what pro se means. And every writ I sent in, I specifically said that I am in propria persona. And they filed it under pro se. And for those that don't know what that means, pro se means that you accept the subject matter jurisdiction, whereas propria persona is dealing with the personam jurisdiction, and they think I don't know the difference. They think I didn't watch 10,000 hours of Taj Street Bay. They think I don't know how to defend myself in court. They think I'm a fucking idiot. Now, truth be told, the person who received my paperwork might be ignorant. But regardless of whether they're ignorant or whether they are doing this on purpose, they're all out to fuck me either way. And what else? So they have, all these things ready to go. So I requested a delegation of authority order, oath of office, oath of ethics, and all that other good stuff, right? And I gave them 21 days to give me everything I asked for, and of course they didn't give it to me. So the first thing out of my mouth is going to be, okay, state your name. Now hearing the case of state of Florida versus Jordan Womble. So the first thing out of my mouth is going to be, okay, state your name, sir. I am that I am, in propria persona sui juris. And, Your Honor, with all due respect, I have a question for you. I gave you 21 days, and I requested in writing a delegation of authority order, an oath of office, an oath of ethics from everyone involved. And by not providing me with this, you're in violation of my Article 3 and Article 6 constitutional rights and the rules of discovery and due process. I demand you dismiss this case, and then hopefully they will. That right there should be all it takes, but you know how it is. They'll probably, if they, once again, just watch the Tashreeq Bey mock court video. I highly suggest that if you live in America, you might want to download that and save it to your hard drive, because that's going to come in handy, and you might want to download the PDFs on the writ of discovery. So those are to come in handy big time. I mean, I was just like you. I said to myself, oh, they'll never come for me, and sure enough, bam, came for me. And remember, taxes will get so high you won't be able to pay them, so you might want to download all this stuff now. I discovered that I'm a rainbow child, and a rainbow child is different from a crystal child or an indigo child, because a rainbow child is usually born after 2010. And a lot of you are saying, well, geez, Jordan, you weren't born after 2010. Yeah, I know that. There are some exceptions. A rainbow child usually has a clause in their soul contract that is very auspicious. In my soul contract, I have a rent-free soul contract. And I'm a rainbow child, which means that there's a rainbow in my aura. I'm from the 9th dimension, and I'm virtually karma-free. Usually, the other rainbow children are the kind that can eat whatever they want and not put on weight or not get sick. I was that way for a long time, but I just ate so much fast food from the age of 15 to 20 that I probably put on the karma from that. I used to be able to eat anything and not get fat at all. And also, the rainbow children have a look of innocence to them. And when you look at them, you can tell that they never really do anything that's truly a crime, which is why, in order for the FBI to put me in jail, they had to, get a BS charge like, uploading a call at YouTube, and they could have just told me to take it down, and I would have. So this is why I'm not getting all hysteric about my father being in the hospital, because I know what I have coming. I know a lot of you were saying, well, geez, Jordan, you're going to be living rent-free in the prison. I'm like, yeah, I know. The only part that sucks about all this is that my brother is a demon. Like, my brother has no heart energy. no soul energy. He's just a straight up demon. I mean, he's 90% negative entity. You know what I mean? You see, I am a negative soul. But if I eat right and exercise, I won't be a toxic human being. But if you have someone like my brother, who's gonna, smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, never eat any raw organic fruits or vegetables, never exercise, and to top it all off, 2 hip replacements, that's going to make for a very toxic individual. And trust me, that toxicity manifests itself all the time. He's always stomping on the ground, slamming doors, doing the frustration breathing like so you get the frustration breathing, slamming doors, stomping on the ground. I mean, that's toxic. I mean, he's just like everyone else that is average. They've never had a piece of organic fruit since they stopped making it in 1996, which is why 1996 is a 666 year, because that's when they started bringing the GMO food to the stores in massive quantities. Pay attention to your 666 years, like 1996. If you go back in history, you'll see like in 1666 something happened and blah blah, kind of like 1913, 1933, that kind of thing. 1813, the Queen of England got everyone's birth certificate, blah 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 blah. So basically, in life, it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it. And I'm cool as a cucumber out here living fine out here in the Jordan Resort. And of course, my brother is 90% negative entity, and he's as toxic as they come. And so now that my father's in the hospital, here we go with the hysteria. And he's definitely a soul test, because if you beat him up, you're just beating up a lower being. I mean, basically, he's one of those people that is going to watch in horror as it all falls to pieces under the gravity of reality. His consciousness is like that of a sophomore in high school, where they have no idea that we're in an economic depression. And he went to a computer school, to get A+ certified for 8 months, and he came out of it thinking that he was going to get a job that pays well. And he blamed it on the counselor. He's like, oh, the counselor's not doing a good job of finding me a job, when in reality there are no jobs, you know what I mean? So he basically just doesn't have the seeing eye or any consciousness at all, and he's just a toxic human being, and the negative entity inside of him acts out all the time. And if any of you wizards out there want to do me a favor and like try to remove the negative entity from my brother, that would be really helpful, and I'd really appreciate that, because I mean, let's be honest with each other, he's like the most toxic person in the world, whereas I'm like one of the most soulful people in the world. So you can see what, oh look, there's Abraham. He just got done his bath. He's very accosted feeling. There he is. See, look. Jay Essex's own dog doesn't come to him, but mine does. Good boy. You gotta dry off. You gotta dry off, Ham. You dirty dog. You dirty dog. You Canadians watching this and all you people from Germany, you must be jealous. It's a beautiful day in February. It's like 73 degrees outside. See, this is what you get when you're a rainbow child. It's always a great day at the Jordan Resort. Oh, it's always a great day. I just can't lose.